But look, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming close to the end of our show. As you know, next week it is finally here. It has finally come back. The season will begin Saturday, August 27th. And
Can't
I mean,
wait.
it can't get here quick enough. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So excited. So we're going to just quickly go over what games will be next week. We're going to preview a couple of these games, just to tell you what to look for and who we're interested in. Starting off with the day games, starts at noon. Western Kentucky versus Austin P. Nebraska versus Northwestern at 12:30. What a matchup!
Yeah.
UNLV versus Idaho State at 3:30. UConn and Utah State at 4. Illinois and Wyoming at 4, and then Florida State and the maybe favorite Duquesne at 5 o'clock. Sorry, Ben, I didn't mean to do that to you, buddy. And then the game that is to be determined, the Nevada versus New Mexico State game. Alex, I'm gonna come to you first. Looking at that list, what game stands out to you?
To me, the big one, and we talked about this team a decent bit before, is Nebraska Northwestern.
Yep.
Seeing like Nebraska has a lot of turnover there. Adrian Martinez is out. They got a different transfer quarterback in. I can't remember his name at this moment, but there's a lot of turnover there, and Scott Frost's seat is starting to get a little toasty, like I said earlier. So I think if he comes out and shows out against Pat Fitzgerald and that Northwestern team, then I just put my desk. It gives hope to the Cornhuskers there.
Absolutely. Kate, you see this list. What stands out to you? Who are you interested in seeing?
Wyoming versus Illinois, because Illinois was dead last in the Big Ten in many statistics last year and had a really rough season. So I'm hoping with their new offensive coordinator, Barry Lunar Jr., and new quarterback, Tommy DeVito, transferring from Syracuse, that'll give their team some new blood, some new reinvigoration, and seeing how well they do. We'll see. Brett Bielema is in his second year there, so we'll see how well he can do getting the team better than last year. He's a good coach. He's had a good record in the Big Ten, so I'm hoping that they turn things around. And then with Wyoming, they went to a bowl game last year, beat Saban's old Kent State 52-38 in a bowl game. Unfortunately, the Illini did not make it to a bowl game last year. They were only 5-7. So Wyoming usually plays very traditional, grinding, low-scoring games, except for their bowl game. So we'll see how well they do this season. So they had a lot of hits, though, to the transfer portal. They had a lot of defensive players enter and leave their program last year. They lost their wide receiver, Isaiah Nair, to Texas, their quarterback, Xavier Valladay, to Arizona State. He was their best quarterback, so they've lost a lot. So we'll see how well they come back. Andrew Peasley could see a lot of time at quarterback with Titus Swin at running back. But a lot of people are saying that even with the lack of depth for Wyoming, with where they've lost a lot of players to the portal and everything, that Illinois should get the victory that day. So we'll see.
That's interesting. I like that. Honestly, for me, it goes to the game that's not determined yet, and it's Nevada versus New Mexico State. Little under the radar game. Look, we know last year, for those of you that really deep dive into this, Nevada had a pretty solid passing offense with Carson Strong, who I think he's with the Giants now. I think he got picked up. I'm not sure. I saw him go somewhere. The Eagles, yeah, okay. And then Washington benefited from Cole Turner, the tight end, who is just 6'7", a man amongst boys. Like, he's a pass catcher. Not the best blocker, but he's definitely solid when it comes to taking the top off of defense, running up the seam. So I'm very interested to see how Nevada replaces that. New Mexico State is not normally a team that is anything much, but we'll see. New year, new start to things. Nevada's not, I don't think, going to be the same team they were a year ago after losing that type of talent. So I'm eager to see what happens with that. But those are the games that start at 5. Then it gets to the later part of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a little part we like to call the night game. Yeah, buddy, where we bring out the Saturday night football games, and I will definitely break these games down, and I'll start. We have Charlotte versus Florida Atlantic at 7. My Tar Heels versus FAU at 8. North Texas versus UTEP at 9, and ending it out, Vandy gets to go to Hawaii and play them at 10:30. Like I said, I'll start. You see what I'm repping. I'm going to go ahead and be super duper homer this year. My guy, coach Mac Brown, bringing the Tar Heels back this year. And look, I came on here a couple weeks ago and said, yes, we're done because Sam Howell is gone. And you've seen what he did. 2 TDs.
He played well.
Game. Let's go.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm really excited for what we've got coming in store. We got Gene Chiswick as our new DC now. And he's working on a defense with a lot of studs. Zach Evans, who's got watch out for him. That's one of that guys to watch for in the ACC. Obviously, we talked about Josh Downs. He's returned 101 receptions from a year ago. Solid. He was most of their receiving, most of their options. They have some solid picks, but what I'm excited about is that defense. You got Ced Gray and Power Eccles at linebacker, Cam Kelly and Gio Bigger and Don Chapman at corner and safety, and we're bringing back a team that's played with each other, that knows, as well as also bringing a number of top tier, top 100 recruits. My only issue is at quarterback. We got Drake May, who's the freshman, and then Jacob Criswell, who's sophomore, who's been here before. Jacob's a little bit more, twitchy, more mobile with the legs, but they just say that Drake May he has it. He has that it factor. He can just gun the ball in there, but you still got to get in with the guy. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But then on the flip side, I can't sleep on FAMU. FAMU was 9-3 a year ago. FAMU was a solid team, and I believe at one point they had like a 6-7 game win streak a year ago.
Yeah.
So these guys they're not going to be no slouch. So it's going to be a good first opening game, and we're going to see. I think it's going to be something we're just going to take a little time to kind of get in there, but I think we'll be successful in that. Kate, I'm gonna come to you. Charlotte, FAU, North Texas, UTEP, Vandy, Hawaii. Any of these other night games you want to stay up late for?
I'm gonna stay up late for the late one, Vanderbilt and Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
We shall see what happens. We know Vanderbilt just lost a great player, so we'll see what happens there. But it's always interesting to see a team that has to go all the way to Hawaii and play in that environment and the time change and everything else. Hawaii was only 6-7 last year. They did not go to a bowl game because they couldn't, because their team was riddled with COVID. So they couldn't play in their bowl game last year. So they're going through a huge rebuild. They have a new head coach and Rainbow Warrior passing legend Timmy Chang. They who's really gonna be leading the team well. He seems to be gelling well with the players. They need depth though and talent throughout the program to bring it back to glory. Passing attack should be good. Quarterbacks and receivers should be fine, but it's their both defensive line and offensive line that are the big concerns for them right now. And so with that being said, in minimal running game, it's going to be pass. They're going to have to do a lot of passing. And then they, the really interesting thing will be they have a sophomore quarterback that didn't get a lot of playing time last year, but stats are not the best. But this Braden Traeger is going to be who's going to lead them this season as of right now. So we'll see what happens there. Vanderbilt, 2-10 last year.
Right. They're playing Vandy, so
it's very rough. And so anyway, junior quarterback Ken Seals should be the starter. They are going through a very big rebuild this season as well. They are mostly a run team. They they're getting a lot of pressure from them from the SEC to get their program together and to become a powerhouse and to be able to compete with the other SEC teams. So,
and Clark Lee, look, he believes in them. His media day. I don't know if you're about to. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So, anyway, it'll be interesting to see how the secondary does with their team, and they have Vanderbilt winning this for some reason. I don't know why, but I think Hawaii has a good chance, but they do have Vanderbilt winning.
We'll see. Look, I like what he's doing, man. Vandy is not. We know a lot of people. Anthony will always say the reason Vandy's in the SEC is to bring up that GPA. For the academic side of things. Clark Lee, you're the smallest dog out there, and you're going up against the big dogs. You have to have that kind of bravado. You have to have that. We're going to be one of, and for those of you who don't know, he said Vandy is going to be one of the top teams, one of the best teams in the country in a couple years, which is obviously right now is like, what are you smoking, bro? Like, come on. But I need that though. If you're a coach for this collegiate team that's the doormat, I hate to say that, but that's what you've been the last couple of years, you really need somebody that's going to amp these guys up. He's really about a lot of holistic training where it's mind, body, spirit, skill, and bond, bringing the guys together for more than just football, but the person. So I'm interested to see what Vanderbilt does. I want them to do better, but look, you're going to Hawaii. You talked about the time change, and look, you're in Hawaii. Like, yeah, we got to play a football game, but I'm in Hawaii. So there's going to be easily distractions all over the place. So it'll be interesting. But Alex, who are you looking at in the night games?
To me, I'm looking at North Texas and UTEP. And to me, it's two teams that are kind of in the middle of that Sun Belt Conference. I believe they're both in there. I know UTEP is. But it's two teams that played each other very well last year. They played late November last year, and it was a 2017 game. And it's two teams that are looking to improve. Yeah. So to me, it's two teams that are coming out with something to prove early in the same conference. I love that game all day.
Yeah, I like that. Absolutely. So these are the games that we will be watching next week. Again, next week we're going to preview some of these games a little bit more in depth, give you what we're thinking about, give you what to watch for do I have it? I don't have it. Oh, all right. Well, keys to victory. It's going to be a new segment where we have keys. I'm just shaking my head now. So you get the picture. Ladies and gentlemen.
We all pictured little keys there.
Right. So yeah, that will definitely be next week, and we will definitely be bringing it close to you, right to your living room, and just previewing the game. And look, we're excited now, but we're going to be bubbling over next week, getting ready for all of this stuff to get started. So look, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you being here with us. We appreciate you watching us and joining us today. Hopefully we taught you something or helped you out with something.
Thanks for watching. If you like that clip, be sure to check out the other great content from the Let's Talk Football community. And as always, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when more great content like this becomes available.